Hey everybody, Merry Christmas. This is going to be our Hold the Mayo Christmas special. It's going to be a short one today. Yesterday we had the honor of going to our local elementary school and feeding teachers, and then we had the absolute pleasure of spending the evening with our youth at a Christmas party. And so had a busy week, and when I keep my wife busy, I try to take things off her plate. And one of the things I took off her plate was doing Who's That Girl? So this will be a short, sweet Christmas special. And I guess no jokes today. Merry Christmas. Let's get started. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Hold the Mayo Christmas special and first annual Christmas special for HTM. And what do we want to do today? Well, I thought I would just share my heart just for a few minutes. I'll try to be short, though. You're asking a preacher to be short is nearly impossible. But I will try to be short with a couple of things. First of all, it is Christmas. This is the time we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. And yes, Jesus was real, okay? He did exist. There is evidence and proof of his existence and historical documents. So we do not have to question whether or not he was born. I do want to share something I learned a long time ago, which was really, really neat, that in the Israel's religion, the Jewish religions, there was a prophecy. But it wasn't just a prophecy. There were hundreds of prophecies of a coming Messiah. And the chances of one person fulfilling every one of those prophecies was to a high exponential rate. And the best way someone ever explained to me was this. If I was to take like $50 coins and cover the state of Texas like 2 feet deep, and I take one of those coins and put an X on it and just toss it out into Texas and then stir all those coins up, and then someone proceeded to walk across Texas, north and south, east and west, and then one day stop, look down, and pick up a coin and pick up that coin, marked coin, you have a greater chance of doing that than you do fulfilling every one of those prophecies. And Jesus did. I mean, go back, look at all the prophecies, and you'll see Jesus did. I mean, you could create a list and start checking them off the boxes. Which, again, and some of those prophecies were beyond even his control. He was born of a virgin birth. Well, Jesus had no say or control over that. I mean, he's God. He did, but only because that's what God wanted, and so therefore that's what happened. So we can be confident. I love the fact that I always tell people I love the fact that we end the year celebrating Christmas, because no matter how your year started, and this has been a heck of a year, but we can always end the year off with just that reminder and that confidence that Jesus is who he says he is. He is the Son of God. He is not just some radical teacher. He's not some nut. He is somebody who people have since his existence have tried to disprove him only to fail. And anybody who says they've disproven Jesus has not really done the research. They just kind of came to the conclusion, no matter what you say, Jesus, he's not who he says he is. Nope, sorry. Evidence is there. I believe it. I have faith, and luckily enough for me, I've got some facts that keep my faith in check. So, saying all that for Christmas, the second thing I want to cover real quick is, again, something in my heart that I really feel, and I talked to some of the youth last night about this, the need for us to stand up, the need for us to go and do. Before Jesus left this earthly realm back to heaven to prepare a place, he told his disciples to go. And that charge wasn't just for them. It's for anybody who calls themselves Christ followers. You're to go. You're to go and do. You're supposed to go out and tell people. And there's a great story. There's a great parable in the Bible. In Matthew 25, starts in verse 14. The parable. And for those who don't know what a parable is, it's basically a life lesson told in story format that Jesus loved to do to share spiritual truths. But it's the parable of the talents. And talents were money back then, okay? But we always use like, whoa, talents is in talent. It's kind of neat how you can transfer that, but there is some connection there. But Jesus talks about how there's a strict businessman who has these 3 employees, and he's going out of town for a while, so he gives charge of these employees some of his money to go and do something with. The first one he gives 5, second one he gives 2, and last one he gives 1. And so the first one with 5 goes out and he doubles his money. He's got 10. Now he's got 10 talents. Second one with 2 coins does the same thing. Now he has 4. Well, the last one with just 1, knowing that he's a strict, shrewd businessman, hides the money. He's like, I don't want to lose it. So he goes and hides it. Businessman comes back and he praises the first 2 because they've doubled. And he's like, man, you've shown faithful. You've done good with few. So I'm going to give you more. And the last one thought he did pretty good too because he didn't lose the money. And he goes and says, look, I went and hid this money so that when you came back, I can give it back to you. Here, I didn't lose it. And he looks at him and says, look, you know me enough to know that I'm a pretty strict. I'm here to win. And you did nothing. And he takes the money, gives it to the one who made 10, and he takes him, he kicks him out. So what's that tell about us? Well, I think the story here is not necessarily, sometimes we want to, we look at like, well, we got to be the 10 talent and or the 5 talent guy, the 2 talent. Yeah. There's also the realization that Jesus is not here, he's not here just to make us happy and comfortable. Okay. I always tell people this, if it was all about you getting saved, then, we'd have a cup of poison or a gun behind the altar so that once you got saved, we either blow your brains out or you can just drink the poison and go to heaven. And so therefore you're done. But the purpose of you being saved isn't just for you. It's so that you too can now go out and save others. And I was thinking about this today because this actually was in my devotions this morning. Sometimes we're the 1 talent guy. How do we become 1 talent people? Times in our life when we just we don't do anything for God. We come to church. That's a talent, I guess, in a way. That's your faith. You've disciplined yourself to show up to church on Sundays, and you sit in the pews. Maybe tell a pastor he did a good job. But that's as far as you go with your relationship with God. And what you're doing in that moment is you're burying that gift. You're burying that thing that God gave you to go out and do something with, and you're burying it. So if you find yourself times in your life when you're, when all your routine is simply go to church, go to work, go home, eat, sleep, repeat, then you're on that verge of being that 1 talent guy who's simply burying what God has given you. And now is not the time. It's becoming more and more evident. I was telling some of the kids last night, so I feel like, we used to joke that, or not say joke, we used to warn that in the future, the church will have to go underground again. In the future, our country that is all about freedom is going to want to put, its thumb onto the church. And you're seeing it happen now. I'm not saying the government is planning. I don't know what the government's planning on doing. I have no clue what the government, what our governmental leaders are planning on doing. But you see already where they've tried to put their thumb on the church and say, nope, we're going to stop you. Luckily enough, we do have some good people in higher authority that said, you can't do that, but you're seeing it. And the time is coming, it's more clear now than ever, the time's coming when churches are going to have to be a little more, Bible says to be as cunning as wolves, so we're going to have to be that way. And if you're a 1 talent person, you're going to find yourself struggling. Especially during this time, I've talked to some of the kids who I hadn't seen in a little while, and I said, I told them all this. I said, this was the year we were supposed to focus on worship. And my prayer was simply, I wanted them to develop an individual worship for their life. Well, they had no choice because for a while they couldn't come to church, which meant the only way they were going to worship God was by their own choice to say, I'm going to take some time and go online and watch the online services because it would have been very easy for them not to watch them. I'm going to go online. I'm going to participate in what the church is doing online by myself and have this individual time with God. I said, if you did not do that during this time, you need to figure this out, because as great as corporate worship is, it's only better when you've taken that time to make that individual relationship with God. So if you're a one-talent person, you need to start doing something for God and let your faith grow and begin to multiply, because the time is coming when he's going to recall his people back. And if you have not done anything for him according to his word, because he says in multiple places, if we do nothing for him, he's going to do nothing for us. Now, I will end on this. Again, I'm trying to be short. Salvation, we are saved by grace through faith. There is nothing we can do to earn salvation. But once you have gained that salvation, once you have by faith accepted what Christ has done, you are to go to work. Because faith without works is dead. Again, I always tell people I'm a math person. So my brain says, salvation is faith times works, plus grace equals salvation. So if I have zero faith, then I'll have zero works, and then it doesn't matter what grace, maybe it's faith to the exponent of works times grace equals salvation. So that if any of those numbers are zero, you're going to get zero. So you have to have those components. You have to have the faith to accept the grace, but that faith includes you going and doing. And ladies and gentlemen, now is not the time for us to sit in the pews anymore. Man, as we celebrate when Jesus came, he didn't come and go, okay, guys, I'm here. Let's just love each other. No, he went out and he spoke the truth. He changed lives. He was radical, and people hated him for it. Now, I don't think we should go out and make people hate us. But the reality is, for us standing up for our faith, people are going to hate you and persecute you. And the Bible says, rejoice when they persecute you, because you've partnered in with Christ. Because the persecution you received, guess what? Jesus received the same thing. How cool is it? It kind of sounds crazy, but how cool is it thinking that I'm being persecuted like Jesus is being persecuted? I'm being attacked like Jesus is being attacked. I mean, that's like, it's pretty cool to be able to equate yourself in that way. And that's what Jesus does. He says, look, when they attack you, man, hey, welcome to the club. Though we don't want them to attack us, the reality is they might, they will. But that's okay, because you got to stay faithful. You got to multiply. You have a gift. See, pull back to Christmas. You have a gift. Maybe you're a one-gift person. That's okay, because you can always turn to a two-gift person. And then 4, 8, 12, 16. Let me do my math right. So you can the parable was just a warning. Don't bury what God has given you. Some of you might have been given a lot. Some of you might have been given a little bit. But no matter what you've been given, it's an incredible gift from God. And he's given it to you so you can go and do. So do something this Christmas season for somebody and share the good news. Be bold, be brave, be faithful, and be obedient to God. And watch as he does something incredible in your life. Guys, that's it. This is it. We're wrapping up for 2020. Next week is Christmas, so we will not have a video. And then the following week is New Year's. So we're going to take some breaks during this time, because for Christmas, if you're sitting around watching my video for Christmas, go be with your family, go spend time with them, call your loved ones, and have a very wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year. I hope 2021 is a much better year than 2020, though the bar is low. I do hope that it ends up being a better year for us all. We're praying for you guys. We love y'all. If you like what you're seeing, just leave a comment, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell icon. That bell icon lets you know that when we post new videos. So it'll be 2 weeks or 3 weeks before we post a new one. So make sure to hit that bell icon so you'll get reminded that we have a new video. And be praying for us as we ready for 2021, and hopefully we'll see some new ideas and new things come in the future for this channel. Thank you guys so much for your time. Love y'all. Praying for y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. Merry Christmas.